Hi everyone. I'm going to be doing the 2026 reading today, and I'll be pulling out a lot of cards on camera only. But while I set everything up, I thought like we'll just have like a little chat. I know I have not been consistent here on YouTube, and I give a lot of hopes of completing a lot of readings, and then I go MIA. What do I do? I had very, very bad health from almost September, October onwards. So inner scope was the bare minimum that I was able to do. And then I broke my leg, guys, like a couple of weeks ago. My foot specifically. So I've been in immense pain. And I don't know, I feel like, I was trying to sit and meditate on this also. I feel collectively, it's just like a blah period right now. Like it just feels blah. It just feels like nothing new has onset yet. And I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, I'd also put up that channeled message, right? As a something mid-Feb onwards is going to change. So yeah, I just thought I'll give you some life updates while I clean all your cards. I have a lot of decks here today. Like I'm planning to use a lot of different decks. So maybe just a little bit more conversation around what collectively I have picked up in terms of messages, feelings. I also feel like a lot of it's just keywords that would take a bit of time to make sense. But this is like a period of pause. This is supposed to be a period of pause and rest. And now don't say that, oh my god, but my life is so busy. I'm talking about like an internal reset. So this is that period. Outwardly in 3D, yes, you could be busy, but at a consciousness level, this is like a period of pause. It's a period of resting. It's a period of trying and understanding what you may need for the next phase, so that first you can gather it internally within yourself. So even if you feel that, like things are moving a bit slow, they are like still not there yet, and if you really believe that a date change is going to bring all the new changes, then I think what we all just need to understand is that this is a period of good pause. Like some pauses are good, right? And that's why during this time, there could be a lot of purging. And what is purging? Things coming up to surface. What are going to be these things? A lot of your hidden emotions. Maybe people or situations from past. Certain patterns repeating from past in your life. You may also feel as if, you are shedding a part of your old skin. So that is going to bring some discomfort to you at a personal level. So all of this is a good time, because you're just supposed to sit with it, understand, embrace it, and then from here see what is it that you want to take next ahead with you. Now let's get started with your reading for 2026. I, as always, have 3 cards in front of me. I'm going to flash each one of them on the screen. The first card is the orange juice, the squeeze. Okay, this is what it says. It looks like an orange juice. The second is a milkshake. Looks like a strawberry milkshake. And the third is the classic. Looks like a Coke. I hope you can see it. Better lighting. So between these 3 cards, I'll see if I can also put a snapshot later in the edit. You have to pick one. If you're confused, if you're just like, okay, I like to, there could be messages in both for you. But what I want you to do is close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then the first card that comes to your mind, the one that's really making you feel, oh my god, I really need to see what's there in that, pick that. Okay, chalo, we'll get started now. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this card, then this is your reading. I already have a lot of cards here laid out, getting some messages in my head. I feel in terms of career and personal relationships, this is going to be like the biggest year for you. And career, I feel as if there's huge changes that are going to come in career. I'm not immediately getting positive, negative, but definitely impactful. Like whatever you will pick in terms of career now is going to impact your years for coming ahead. Okay, let me just keep on putting all the cards like this, then I'll shuffle tarot on video. Okay, so first coming to this card. When I look at this card, what I feel is as if this is going to be a truly punchy year for you. You're going to, when you'll reflect back on year 2026, you would feel that, there was a lot that happened in this year. There were some bits that were interesting. There were some bits that were a bit sour. There were some bits that were sweet, but overall it felt like a bittersweet 2026. And I don't think you would have a lot of regrets, frankly, especially for this year. Like when you move back to, when you go ahead to 2027, you would not feel like, oh, I regret. Sorry, I just want to sit like this. I'm always comfortable sitting like this better. So you would not feel like, oh, this was a year that I have a lot of regrets for. It's not going to be the case. Okay. I do feel with two main themes that are coming here, one being Capricorn and the other being space. Career is going to be huge for you in 2026. With Capricorn, what I also feel is as if, in your Kundli, your 10th house is getting activated. Capricorn could be a sign that's placed in your 6th house, especially if you're somebody like who's preparing for competitive exams. You would have to study very hard this year. So Capricorn could be in your 6th house, or your 10th house is getting activated. You could be a Capricorn ascendant, or you could also be a Leo ascendant, because I think I saw some cards flashing here. What I am getting is, some of you could have also come out of your Saraswati. What I'm getting is, you are going to have to work very hard this year. Your 10th house getting activated means your entire focus is going to be career this year. You want to build yourself up, your career, your finances, everything in your life. Like you just want that, okay, it's going to start from only a good, stable, financially very empowering career, and I'm going to take steps towards that. I also feel maybe in this year, you're going to become a little bit more structured, more disciplined, more self-willing when it comes to career and taking charge of certain decisions of your life. The other message that I have is space. Accommodating, endless, motionless, expansive, lot of like words written here. It's got to do with ear and hearing. What I feel with space is as if you're going to be open to new ideologies, new opinions, and new concepts a lot more. Like if earlier till now, you were always a person who was very hell-bent on certain opinions or certain outlook to life, and you felt nahi, aise hi hota hai. This is only how it is done. I think in 2026, that outlook will change. You would realize that, there needs to be flexibility. Some things are not working for me, which I need to let go. As opinions, mindset, people, situations, whatever. And that's going to create space for the new outlooks and new ideas to be filled. So I feel 2026, you're going to have a very unique relationship with yourself, where you will find yourself being a lot more open. And I don't know why I said a unique relationship with yourself. I feel there is something there. Maybe I don't decode it. Maybe you come back and tell me a year later that yes, it was like a very unique way in which maybe you saw yourself in this year. Now, the other cards that I have here are these 4. Oh, you can't see it on camera, can you? Yeah, now you can. Yeah, my laptop is placed here. My camera is placed here. 7th house. I'll come on to 7th house later. I saw a few cards which had the card moon. And we have the moon here in this one, 7th house. I don't know. Can you see? There's like a tiny moon. I don't think you can see. Wait, I'll show you. Can you see? Like it's not, yeah. It's like, this is the moon. So I'll come on to it. We have the 10th house. With Capricorn sign and 10th house, I do feel as if, everything this year is going to be about getting recognition, finding my status, my achievements, and my place in this world from a career point of view. We have Leo and we have the 6th house. Oh, we have the 6th house also here. So with the 6th house, what I do feel is, what I told you already, you're going to be much more structured, much more self-willing, disciplined, okay? Some of you could be having Saturn placed in your 6th house, or it could be aspecting your 6th house, and I feel you should be a little careful if you work out or you do yoga, anything with body, because there is a tiny chance of like some injury which can become like a bit prolonging. Another thing I'm getting is that, this year, while I did say, you're going to be self-filling and blah, 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 but I don't think it will come easy. You would have to build yourself towards it. So instead of taking it like a prediction, I would say take it like a guidance. You would have to force yourself to be structured and disciplined and consistent. If you are in competitive exams, or if there's a lot of competition around you and you have been fair, you have been good, then I do feel there is going to be there's going to be your victory. You're going to win. With Leo, I paused for a second because, with the Leo and the 6th house, I'm almost feeling as if, some of you may also been experiencing issues with your bosses or your authority figures, okay? And I think 2026 is when you would truly understand how you too can be diplomatic around the situation, and maybe you will not be around shitty bosses or shitty seniors anymore. And I do feel as if, the entire year would go a lot in conflicts with your own self, because it's like each time you do something, you're like, but I don't resonate with that side of me anymore. So you come back, you have a chat with yourself, and you're like, okay, this is who I've become. Then you go out and do it. I feel like there's a lot of back and forth energy with yourself in this year. Okay? But many of you are also becoming a lot more flamboyant. You're more than willing to put yourself out there. You're more than willing to be seen. Ego also. I feel your ego is going to be through the roof within this year. Okay, so be careful. Now we have evil protection, recycle, and moon. So I don't know, like if you wanted to hear, am I protected from evil, protected from competition? Yes, you are. Recycle, I do feel this is more to do with your moon, your mind, your emotions. Like truly trying and understanding that, okay, how is life going to work for me? What is it that I can take ahead? What is it that I need to rebuild in myself? The moon card I'm very interested in. Especially with this space. I have to tell everything, but at the same time, there are certain messages which are uncomfortable for me also. Some of you might be taking a break, might be leaning away from your partner this year, okay? For few, I feel your bond is only going to become stronger. Like this is a year when you would feel, okay, now we have truly started understanding each other, okay? And for all those who are single, I do believe as if your mind is going to be invested a lot in finding somebody, and that would feel like a task, the most difficult thing that you're having to do for yourself. We have the moon card here again. I do feel there's going to be a lot of worry, both about finances and even your partner. Finances worry is going to continue only. I have a feeling as if you're going to take this worry in 2027 also. Because jaise kehte hain na, you want to like really go out and build yourself. So financial worry, honestly, I would not be so worried about. It's like good, be worried, but continue with action. Do things, okay? The other worry I'm getting is related to your relationship zone a little bit. We'll see if we get more answers from tarot. And okay, there's one more worry. I do feel as if a lot of you are going to be spending on your health a lot more this year in one way or the other, okay? From doctor visits to nutritionist to, oh shit, I took that plan but it didn't work, so I wasted money. So be prepared for that, or maybe be mindful before you do that. let me just check one thing. Okay, we need to pause this and re-record. Back. Then we have luxury and the day trader. Okay, interesting. Now with these three cards, what I'm also feeling is somehow you are really amping up your game in investments and trading and everything, right? And you know the conversations around gold le lo, silver le lo. I think that if it hasn't caught on to you yet, it is going to catch on to you. Some of you are going to learn trading. You might, learn to play around with your stocks a little bit. What I also feel is some of you could be working double shifts, 2 jobs, just so you can afford the luxury that you want in your life. And I think then you will lose out the real luxury, which is time. Having time for yourself, having time for your health, for your mind, for your heart is the real luxury. So you're like, okay, let me forego that because right now my ask is material luxury. So I'm okay with that. That might be the case. Okay. And now last few messages that we have, but this is not the end. Okay. Then we have the tarot to look into. We have soul time and prosperity. So see, I do feel you're going to get prosperous in this year, but human nature, you get 100, the next goal is, oh, now I want 1,000. So hence, like I said, I'm not very worried about your financial worries as long as you're taking action. But there's prosperity definitely on the cards. Now with the soul time card, by the way, I love the colors of soul time. I don't know if you can see properly, can you? I love this. So now with the soul time and space, what I do feel is it is, allowing yourself the possibility of a new reality to emerge that embraces the concept of timelessness, limitless, infinite. I do feel this is all just about your outlook. You're going to come out as a very reformed or a different person after 2026, and honestly, I couldn't be more happier for you. I'm very excited now, knowing what will trying to understand like what will tarot show me, but I'm truly excited now for you because I feel new is good, new is important. Okay, let me smudge it once, and now I have a little notebook here on which I've written what are we going to look at. First, let's look at your love life. I'm going to do love life in 3 parts. Married. Okay, for those of you who are married, for those of you who are single, for those who are in relationship. Wow, talk about marriage and the cards just... Let me pick those. With my foot right now, this is like the last thing I need, which is cards jumping out. I need to tame the deck. Oh my god, guys. It's not looking the best. 1 minute. Okay. Whew. Okay, this came reversed, okay? So I'm going to take it reversed. And the other 3 cards I have upright. The first message that I'm getting is I think a lot of you are going to come out of your head. Like, sometimes when we are married, we are in love, we see our partner in a particular way because that is what we romanticized. We romanticize that, when we have in our marriage, we would do this for our partner, we would do that for our partner. That would be my idea of love. That is your idea of love. Then comes a period or like a phase where you understand things as they are. That, I do this in the relationship and I get this from the relationship, or I don't get this from the relationship, or whatever I do is not appreciated. This thing is what I'm getting as like a mini energy for some of you here. As if you're going to come out of your own shackles and your own built illusions around marriage, or like, whatever you thought this marriage was. And hence you may also realize that, there are some parts of you that have been taken away from you. Or there's maybe some changes that you have gone through, which will not make you very happy. So that's, I'm getting as like one of the predominant themes in marriage. And hence I also see that, part of you would then try and reclaim back certain parts of yourself. Okay, so it's not all bad actually, but yeah, I mean, up until that realization, it might feel like a little sad. One other thing that I'm getting is, I don't know, this is for very few people. We all have a habit of like making everything about us, but I'm telling you, these messages, you need to only pick what resonates, or what eventually turns out to, oh shit, that resonated. For very few, I feel there is some sort of trickery going on in the marriage, like some sort of backstabbing, realizing the person never really had my back, or something like that. So that's going to come out to surface. And anyway, with the moon card, I also feel as if, whatever's hidden from you, it's going to come to the surface, even if it's about you, because this is your reading. If you are someone who has been maybe keeping secrets, manipulating a little bit, doing things that you're not supposed to do in the whole sanctitious, or whatever that word is, idea of marriage, I do think it's going to come to the surface. Okay, now for most of you, it feels this year is just going to be tiresome when it comes to responsibilities. Okay, and that also is something that you may realize that, I do have much more on my plate than I can actually accommodate. Hence, either you learning to multitask, or you reaching out for help and realizing that, okay, how is it that I can manage my responsibilities? Okay, in between partners, I don't know, I'm not really getting a wow message. Okay, yeah, I'm not getting the wow message. People usually say that, moon in 7th house is the best placement. It's actually not. Okay, because moon is waxing in meaning. So what happens is, the emotions that were at one point sky high, suddenly, in some other phase of life, they can be like, oh my god, I don't want this person around me. I think that's what this year is going to be about. Some days I need them, some days I don't need them. I would just say that this year for married couples, your idea of marriage should be to keep it bound to your duties, your responsibilities, and simply be kind and accommodating for each other. Now, for all those who are single, I'm so sorry. See, I shuffled in front of you, okay? But there's one card that's repeating. Okay, interesting. You want to see the cards? They're just like sad for love life. Okay, so what I'm getting for singles is, I think many of you are going to be very open to the idea of marriage. You're going to literally pray for it. You're going to do all sort of efforts that are needed for you to get married. And within that time also, I feel as if you're somebody, who's going to make space for a lot more things in their life now. If you were very picky, if you were being very like, oh, have a list of 100 things, it might get reduced to like a 60, 70 now. And that is also because your outlook would open. I'm not saying that, it's like a compromise. I'm saying your outlook is going to change also about what truly matters. Okay. Do I see it happening? I would say for very few of you, and there's going to be some very unconventional element in your marriage. Okay, especially if it happens this year. For very few of you, like let's say if 100 of you are watching, I'm only getting this for like a 9 or 10. Okay, so that's what's happening. For almost rest of you, the sign the year, I do feel as if you're going to be putting yourself out there a lot more. But each time you would be met with like either some disappointment, some sort of heartbreak. And you would also start having this conversation with yourself that, if I truly want to be married, if I truly want to be like in a marriage relationship, or like, do I want to live in? What is it that I truly want? You're going to be definitely out there quite a lot this year. I do see like a lot of dates happening every now and then. At one point, you may also feel a little burdened just because you will not have the social capacity, or it's like you are going on 2 dates like in a week, or 2 dates in like 2 weeks, and you'd be just like, oh my god, like it's exhausting. I see all of that happening. There's fun. There's some cute moments as well. Okay. But what I do feel is as if, again, you're going to have some hard conversations with yourself regarding love life this year, and something is going to change. Something about your outlook or your ask is going to change. I'm do seeing unconventional quite a lot. Now, for all those who are in a relationship but not married, we had this flow out. This is a year to simply enjoy the relationship as is, not rush through any decision. Don't look at this relationship from a point of view that, oh, will it lead to marriage? Is it like a long-term commitment? Because I do feel as if towards the second half of the year, some of you are going to be breaking off your relationships completely. There would be generally a lot of disconnect in the relationship sprinkled throughout the year. Like, oh, a few days it feels fine, and then suddenly I'm feeling as if my partner doesn't really get me. Okay? You and your partner is likely going to be having different asks from life, different way in which they want to lead their life. There's going to be one very strong proposal for somebody in this pile. And you would almost feel like you contributed to that proposal. I am in my head, the way it's coming across as if cheekily sinister. It's almost like, like sometimes they show in movies, like those rom-coms and all, oh, I knew that guy, but then I got like a proposal sent very smartly, or like I was always around that person for visibility. So I know we are talking about like people who are in relationships. I feel as if somebody is going to nudge the other partner a lot more strongly ki, hey, bring the proposal. So something like that. I do feel there's going to be one strong proposal. For many others, what I'm getting is you need to take charge in the relationship, and then you may just realize, I don't know, is it worth it or not. Stay in touch with your intuition throughout the year, and I already started the reading talking about pause. It's okay to take it slow. There's no rush. I mean, there's only rush if you're getting some award for it, or like $1 million. There's no rush to make a relationship reach at a certain level. Practice a little bit of containment, detachment. Like, it's okay. Whatever this is, if it's fun, it's good. If it's not fun, only then I need to have a conversation that, okay, what's happening? So as long as you're having fun, you're emotionally joyful, then let things be. There's no need to rush for some outcome of this thing. Okay? I do feel some of you are going to break off this year, and it's almost like as if somebody is going to get interested in someone else. Like, first the feelings will fade off. I'm not talking about cheating, I didn't get that. But what I'm saying is, it's like that somebody breaks off from you and then suddenly starts dating somebody else. It could be you. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, now the next one we have is career and finances. I forgot to tell the cards, don't jump out, please. I'm gonna pick all that has fallen. Oh, wait 1 minute. My broken foot. I'm suddenly getting that why the soul time and the space card was showing, because it's almost like that, when things are very slow, they are demanding, you want to change, and things not necessarily move in the manner you want it to move, right? So what happens is you have enough time to think. Was that a bit sassy? Sorry. Because all I'm just trying to tell you is that, yeah, I mean, I would not say like this is one of those. Oh, we did start the reading by saying bittersweet, right? Okay, in this one, I'm taking all cards as straight, but I am getting certain messages intuitively, which I'm going to share with you. Finances. Let's say you're going to be very stuck, feeling very stuck with your finances for some part of the year. Okay, and it's like you're bound by certain expenses, a certain lifestyle and mannerism, or you're bound by a particular location. Like, sometimes we feel that, we would be so much better if we were maybe abroad, or maybe, if we were in a particular state or a city, we would have better opportunities, but you can't leave. So I feel that is going to be on minds of a lot of people, and relocation is 100% sure when it comes to your work and your career. Your finances, very slowly with a lot of hard work, are going to start picking up only in the second half of the year. So from the first half of the year, you would just feel as if you are stuck, you don't know how to go about it. Suddenly, then July, August, September, October onwards, things are going to change. Okay. Do I see a fabulous financial situation? No. Do I see a good financial situation? Maybe. Do I see a good enough financial situation that at least you would not have scarcity of anything? 100% yes. Okay. This is also a good time. Maybe that's why I was getting the message of like you trading and etc. also, because this is a good time for you to actually start understanding your finances a little bit better. See how you can grow them. Be a little cautious of doing investments which are only researched. I do see certain unexpected losses here and there. I'm going to be spending a lot on travel this year. Okay. And I also feel as if your financial situation this year is like, that first step that you take so that the next 4 steps are simpler. So this is like that first step, setting the foundation for never having to check for your financial stability again. So of course, foundation, if you're setting, it's going to take its own sweet time. And it is. The year is going in that. But then in few years, I'm pretty sure you're going to be one of those people who would just skip up the part of finances thinking, this I know already. I have a good handle on it. Congratulations from the future me to the future you. Now let's look at other relationships in your life outside of romance. What other relationships are going to bring for pile 1 the squeeze in 2026? Some sort of disconnect with a male figure in your life. This male could be an elder male, or this could be, you're talking about outside of romance, right? So some sort of disconnect with a male in your life, like a father, mentor, guru, teacher, boss. Okay. And in case you have a female boss, I would still say like some sort of disconnect with an elder person in your life, where you would feel that, I'm having to beg to them for support. This could be any support, financial, mental, emotional. So yeah, you would feel very like as if they're very alienated from you. Okay. A female could be of a lot of help to you in 2026. There could be certain new friendships coming your way in 2026 of your own gender, and you would really enjoy them quite a lot. You would feel that this is now where I finally found like great set of friends. And why I say this is now, because I'm getting a feeling as if you're also going to be letting go like few people from your life, okay, in 2026. You would feel very blocked creatively in 2026. You would feel a little blocked emotionally also in terms of giving and receiving to other people in 2026. honestly the best thing you can do to yourself. So yeah, you might just feel like, I want to be like a little aloof in solitude. Concept of fun, I think, would dial up a lot more in your life. You're going to be spending a lot of your time studying generally and trying to meet people and find people who have similar interests as yours, who have similar outlook as yours, who like to discuss similar conversations. So I think that is going to happen. You're definitely going to be more social, okay? But there is something about feeling, how do I say it? Feeling not lost. I'll say what I'm getting. You will have this feeling of somebody show love to my soul. And I don't mean it romantically. It's almost like, some of you wanting just the mother's touch, or like father's love, father's support, or like somebody who just holds you very tight and tells you that you have got it. You know what? If you ever feel like throughout the year, you make a note of this timestamp right now. You come back to this reading anytime you want, and here's me telling you, truly with virtual hug, you have got it. You are doing phenomenal. Whatever you have done till now is only going to work in your favor. Be confident and move ahead. You can do it. I want you to know this, and I want you to repeat this to yourself. Now let's see things spiritually. Anything for this pile at a spiritual level. I almost feel like saying that, oh, so this pile is just like, no, I believe in something, but I don't need to like connect with that something. So, okay, very few moments of, you suddenly feeling in the year that, I should do something like spiritually also. I should like look at a way of like, building my life about like having a little bit more faith, or doing like whatever resonates with me. Or maybe you will just discuss like, do I need to be doing something spiritually? But yeah, I'm not really seeing any major spiritual progress in this pile this year. But if you are somebody who's already invested in certain spiritual practices, and this is like, although I'm not seeing it, but if you are somebody who's like, no, this makes up like for the major part of my life or whatever, or this is really important to me, I am getting as if you're going to become a little bit more consistent with your practices, or you're going to slowly find the path that you're meant on. But generally just having that feeling of emotion and faith, feeling of faith and that strong emotion about the higher power, that's just going to be very inherent to you in the year. I don't see you doing much about it. But for those who are looking, yeah, I think slowly you might find somebody. Yeah. But I'm not saying that, it's the highlight of 2026. Freedom. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. You just want freedom. You're just like that, in this year, I just want to do everything that I want to do. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to indulge myself in great things. I want to be able to be very balanced, very emotional. You will be there, but I think there's a lot of hastiness in you. I also feel some are going to very much finalize about getting married this year. Like, okay, I really need marriage. Okay, health is going to be great throughout the year, although I do feel that there might be like short phases of you not quite feeling yourself. Okay, beware of overindulgence in drinks or any such vices through the year. You will always have bad hangovers. You would feel life is moving a lot more slower than what you are accepting of, but embrace that. It's okay. Find balance in that slowness also. Enjoy the slow days, the restful days. That's another advice for you. And lastly, I do feel as if, okay, I just have to say it. I feel as if there's going to be some sort of like a disconnect or discussion with your family, more so like your parents, and you may feel like, I can't believe, like how they say, like some things can be either a trigger or like certain patterns repeating, and you thought that, okay, I feel like we had moved past them, but clearly not, and you will just have to take your stand. So that's also what I'm getting. And maybe this is for people like who don't want to get married, or who are not like married yet, or like who want to convince their parents about how to be going and looking around for a partner, like the right partner. So yeah, now let's just see if there's any few surprises. Again, the moon card. The moon card has gone crazy. I do feel, like I said, restful. So that is no more a surprise, actually. That's going to be a continued theme. Do not lend money to anybody, and like a foolish person, do not invest unnecessarily where not needed, unless you've done your own research. And don't lend money to anybody, okay? I do feel this year is also the year to be a little bit more adventurous, more foolish, more open, which we have already discussed. Now, few surprises coming your way. I mean, it's not really a surprise. I've already told you this. A different outlook or a new outlook to life. Be very prepared. Hence, also be prepared for some longer days of pause and calm. Okay? Moving on from a particular mindset or thinking completely. Okay, for very few, this could also be like a relocation, but I do feel as if this is about like moving away from a particular thought process or way of thinking. I also feel this is about like finding, more courage, more strength in yourself. More like that, I know my power now. And be prepared for moodiness. I do feel like, a lot of people in this pile have some very strong placement of moon also in their chart. I mean, apart from moon 7th house, you could be moon zodiac sign. Moon could be placed in your 6th or your 10th. Yeah, there's something to do with moon also here. So anyway, I do feel as if this year is going to be like 15 days good, 15 days blah, 15 days bad. So you have to be a little prepared for like that ebb and flow of life throughout the year. Okay, so this was it. Pile number 1. Let me know how you like the reading. Let me see. I hope I have not missed any deck. No, I haven't. So let me know how you like the reading and what parts of it resonated. And please do leave a comment below. I'm back after so long. I would love to see all of your comments. Okay, bye. Hi. If you selected this card, then this is your reading. This is pile number 2. The moment I looked at your card, this one, I kept on hearing the word indulgent, self-involving, self-indulgent, and almost like it's a good thing. And suddenly, although I'm quite stuffed, I went for a very heavy breakfast in the morning. But the moment I saw this card, I don't know why I felt so hungry. And I myself ended up ordering, some of the things that I feel are indulgent for me, that I really like. I do feel as if your diet is going to, I don't want to say it's going to increase, as if you're going to have a lot of variety in your diet in 2026. And you're going to take care of yourself really well. I keep hearing something to do with like Venus, yourself, self-love, how I see myself. I do feel like in 2026, you're going to be like very lavish towards yourself. You're going to pamper yourself a lot. As it is, I've had to pull myself quite a lot to pull together this reading that I'm bringing to you today. And suddenly, when I looked at your cards, I was just like, it's just like a lot of sighs that I want to express myself with. Okay, I'll tell you what's happening in your reading for 2026. Already spoken about how you're going to be very self-indulgent. One of the key themes that is coming for 2026 is your first house, your 8th house, and space. Okay, there might be some messages for you in pile 1 also. Anyway, So what I'm getting is that your focus is very much going to be on yourself, and 8th house is all about unexpected transformation. And we have a lot of tower cards in different piles here, okay? So what I'm getting is that there's going to be some huge transformation in your life, which I would like to respect the cards and the meaning behind the 8th house by saying, like, let's just say it's going to be mysterious. Maybe even the cards will also not tell you the full story, which I'll of course know when I pull out more cards. But what I'm getting is that your focus is very much going to be on yourself in 2026, and there's going to be a lot of sudden transformations coming your way, which would also expect you to change very quickly. Make quick decisions, make quick choices, okay? One advice for you here, a bit too soon, but still, is you should keep some sort of a spiritual practice, or like puja, or like just frequenting mandir, or talking to the higher power, journaling, affirmations, any way to get in touch with yourself, to have a moment, is going to be very important, okay? For some reason, I also feel there could be a chance of something scandalous happening in the year for you. Some truth being revealed to you, some truth getting revealed regarding you. Take however it resonates. Do not get scared yet, okay? Don't make it a self-fulfilling prophecy. But yes, something a little uncomfortable. Another thing that I'm getting is that I feel your focus is going to be on yourself quite a lot. I would not be surprised if through the year, you just end up discarding a lot of your old wardrobe. Um, the way you carry yourself, your makeup, accessories, how you talk, how you present yourself. I think there's going to be a huge change in that. And every few days, you would feel like, okay, now let me change this as well. We have the space card here, which is, you know what, actually, for pile one, it was in a different context. For you, I feel it's going to be in a completely different context, which is about the fact that, you would have to understand that 2026 is all going to be about quick evolution. Every few days, something new happening with you. Hence, you would always have to have that head space, that emotional space to accept the new and embrace it as soon as possible. I also feel you're going to get very aligned, with space and the 8th house and first house. I feel like it's a beautiful medley of you feeling very aligned with the higher power. It's almost like, like if I could imagine it, I would say like you're standing in the middle, there's chaos all around, things are burning down, and you're just standing in the middle, just like, I know, I'm sorted. So, that energy of surrender, that energy of, hey, I know I've got it, or things are going to be fine for me. Now, okay, some of you could also be in Scorpio ascendant, or you could have some strong planets placed in Scorpio or Aquarius. Saturn could be very important for you. You could be running a Mars or a Saturn dasha. Mars could also, as a planet, be very important for you, okay? And maybe Mars could be placed in a difficult placement, like either it is Marak in your Kundli or it is debilitated. So Mars and Saturn यहाँ पे आ रहा है along with Venus. Okay, Venus is also coming off strongly. With the 6th house and the 12th house here, what I'm seeing is there's going to be a lot of focus on elevation in your life. I also feel this is the pile that is truly going to make spirituality their key aspect of their life for 2026. With 6th house, I see your focus on taking care of your body, taking care of your health is going to be very, very strong. And you will find a lot of joy in doing that. You would feel a sense of empowerment. You would feel, oh, this is a very unique way of living and I love it. You would have like very strong feelings regarding taking care of yourself and focusing on yourself. With the 12th house, I also again feel this is to do with some sort of long-term spirituality or long-term connection with the higher power. It's like in 2026, you will finally have clarity about how you truly want to connect with the higher power, and you will pursue that action. With Aquarius and Scorpio, I do feel as if, there's going to be a lot many eyes on you. A lot of people are watching you, or this might be a constant fear throughout the year that are people watching me, and nazar, and like, just fearing the evil eye. With Aquarius, I also feel your social circle getting on a rise. Like you're going to be making and meeting new friends, and somehow they would all feel very aligned. They would feel just the right touch of rebellion, intellect, emotional capacity that you feel you carry for the world. So, wonderful energies, my friends. Now, let's go to your geometry cards. We have healing and third eye chakra. With healing and third eye chakra, I feel as if, if you are one of those people who had been having this conversation with yourself that, when will I truly heal? When will I like know that I'm healed? I think 2026 is that year. Like you would truly know that you're healed, because by 2026, a major part of your healing would have got completed. And that is only because you're feeling very aligned. So now you have, say, a power with you of like feeling aligned with the universe, your faith, spirituality, whatever, that is just going to make you feel, wow, if only I knew that I had this, I would have healed like long ago. I'm also getting something to do with studying. It's almost like you are learning something which you will enjoy a lot. You will feel as if I'm getting closer to my purpose. Intuition is going to be all time high. Trust it. Then we have Death, Ace of Swords, the Universe, and Tower. Can you see it? See, Death, Tower, Universe. It's almost like you crash down, you crumble down, you kill your old self, you realize what was not working, and you bring out this new self of yourself, which is, it's like emerging completely aligned with everything. I don't know why I'm saying aligned so much in the reading. It is because what I'm truly getting, as if you're working on your mindset. I know I spoke of like you're going to be taking care of your body with the sixth house, but come to think of it, ruled by Mercury, it is also your mind. So you're working a lot on your mindset and your psyche, and you're going to be very proud with the mind that you will achieve. Like, sometimes people want to be consistent, or they want to be more self-willing, they want to be more resilient. I think that is happening with you. And for this, it's almost like, the death card has this heart being plunged out. You would realize that, how maybe being emotional, being more sensitive and compassionate has also led you to betray yourself a lot more times. So I feel like you're getting very practical. It's like you're ripping your heart and your soul apart to figure out the things that don't work for you in that, and then fill it with the empty spaces. You're filling it like with this new knowledge, which is also more objective, more practical, and it's like a new you. And let me warn you, it's going to be tough, okay? Because with the Tower card, what we have here is a lot of your notions and your ideas about the world and ideology are going to get shaped completely differently. It's almost like, oh my god, this was like a betrayal, or this was very much like, what the hell just happened to me? And now suddenly in few weeks I'm feeling like good had happened, and now I exactly know how I need to be aligned. Okay? For very few of you, this is also something to do with freedom. Feeling free finally of something, of some burden, or something that you've been carrying out which you should not be. I'm going to move first to that. Then we have Clouds, Feather, and Firefly. Now with these cards, what I feel is, see, all of this could also happen in reality, but at the same time, this is maybe what you're aspiring to be. And yet, you do not have a plan of action. You do not have any action initiated. So, beware from getting distracted too much in 2026 by just daydreaming, imagining how you aspire your life to be. Plan it out also, okay? I already mentioned your feather is, your intuition is going to be very strong. And with the feather card here, we have this confirmation only that there are going to be signs, intuitive messages, downloads all throughout the year. And you would just feel aligned. You would just feel as if, you're just being guided by a higher power. So you need not focus on all this 3D-ness of other humans. And now with the Firefly, we have again the card of Wonder. And I do believe as if you are going to look at the world with a sense of awe and wonderment. It's almost like I can't believe that this is all just I had to be to have the life that I want. Yeah, but again, beware of getting distracted and daydreaming quite a lot throughout the year. You're losing out time. So tell yourself each time I daydream, I lose out on time. Now we have some other cards from some other deck. We have a Three of Pentacles, we have a Two of Pentacles, we have the Tower, and we have the Four of Cups. You know, I feel as if you're going to be dating a lot in 2026 and you'll be utterly disappointed by each person that you meet. It's almost like that you will have a lot of takers, but you don't want to give in to anybody. You would have a lot of people, you know, wanting to date you, befriend you, be around you, and you would be just both A, isolated, and B, also maybe disappointed. And at the same time, a very weird message, maybe for few of you, some of you are going to get into a long distance relationship or a very important long distance dynamic. And then what will happen is you will keep on feeling as if, you know, I mean, you would not be very sure if you enjoy a long distance or not. Okay? Then we have the Tower again. I feel like the Tower here is trying to tell me something else, not the message I've already given you. I'm getting the word unexpected, unconventional. There is something unexpected, unconventional that you're doing. I almost feel as if you're also coercing yourself into getting out of your comfort zone. You will take some decision which would be like, you know, I know it's going to be a pain in the ass, but I'm going to do it anyway. And you will do it, and from there, it's kind of like you will start the process of rebuilding yourself. Like, I don't know, maybe switching careers, randomly quitting a job to switch your career, picking up a course when you know you may not be able to manage your studies along with whatever else you're doing. And then you're just like, you know what, I'll just get through it. I'll just have to do it without any excuses. I have actually something written here. Wait, let me read it out. Oh, it's not in this one. Something like that, you know, the prize is in the process. So I think that's what you're going to tell yourself, that no matter what, I'll just do it. Yeah, interesting. Okay, now with the Three of Pentacles, you know, the first thing that I got when I saw this, it's almost like that you're using help of a team to build something. You know, it's like you're the boss and you're building something, or you're showing people how to build something. Like, oh, I want to start a bakery. This is my vision. I want to make a website. I want to make an Instagram account, or I want, like, this is how, you know, I should be growing on my LinkedIn. So I feel like you're building something. Okay, I also see as if you're going to be working in collaboration with a lot of people, and I just feel like saying this, it's almost like you're going to get everybody who's very good. Everybody is going to be super aligned with you. You know, as I said it, I had such a strong feeling in my stomach, almost like some of you in this pile, or like a particular of you was waiting for me to say this. But you know, like, will they be good? You're going to work with some great people in 2026. You're going to be around great people. Collaborations would truly feel like collaborations. A lot of collective problem solving. Though I do feel there's something to do with money also, huh? As in, money woes are going to continue in 2026. Money wise, you would just feel, what the hell? What did I do? So, yeah. So, this was your reading. Now, I'm going to pull out tarot to see your love messages. First, I'll look into married, then people in a relationship, and then people who are single. Interesting. marriage is going to come with a lot of boundaries. Why do I feel for somebody the scandal is also in the marriage? Like there's some scandalous thing happening in your marriage, some revelation which tears you apart, like the Tower card, and you rip your heart out, or you feel your heart has been ripped out, and then that's from where the death transformation begins, only for you to feel free, like the Universe card in that deck, and the Fool card as the bottom of the deck here. It's like my heart sank, and then I told myself, no, I need to live, and I need to now live for me. And that's what you would do for few of you, okay? For those who are married, I do feel as if you're going to be putting a lot more boundaries in your relationship this year. And I'm constantly seeing this card. It fell also right now. I have a feeling as if the blindfold is going to be off now. Or some of you may choose to know the truth and not act upon it. But I do feel as if married people, this is going to be a slightly tough year of figuring your boundaries, understanding what you choose to see in a relationship and what may be some things you need to ignore, learning to heal yourself even from the wounds of the marriage, okay? Or simply put, this might just be an utterly lonely year, from a marriage point of view. You may just not be up to whatever comes like with a marriage so much, okay? Yeah. Maybe some of you have also become like a parent recently, because of which you will not have time much to devote to marriage. Your focus would be a little bit more on yourself. Okay? Now, for all those who are in a relationship, options again in 2026 for those who are in a relationship. But for majority people, what I'm getting here is there's two things that are going to happen here. For some of you, the relationship is going to reach its end and it's not going to continue. And you would just realize that, how there was always there was disparity, that's the word. Yeah, there was always disparity about the give and take, how my needs, my expectations were not being met. For few of you, I feel this is going to go ahead and become one of the more stronger commitments. Of course, with some adjustments. I am seeing a lot of adjustments here. I also kind of feel as if some of you are choosing to consciously walk away from the relationship, choosing more practicality. So yeah, I don't feel like people who are in a relationship also are going to have it good this year, Either it's ending, or even if it's getting committed, it'll not feel like, oh, this is what I truly wanted. It would feel like an adjustment. I also feel there's going to be a lot of conflict, not conflict. Like there's no alignment between you and your partner. What you say, they maybe don't get it. What they say, maybe you don't get it. There's going to be like lack of action overall in the relationship. So is there any advice for people who are in a relationship, like a short one? I don't know what to advise you now. Okay, I would just say embrace things as they are. Go with the flow. Okay? Think of this maybe like, what you just have to endure to get that clarity with all the other cards that we had here. Now, for those who are single, what is their love life going to be like in 2026? Again. I mentioned something like long distance relationship earlier, right? I don't know for whom that was. Okay, singles also are not having it any good in 2026. I do feel, although if you were stuck on somebody, you're going to completely move away from them in 2026. You are going to realize that it was not worth it. I was stuck on the wrong person. But if you're single like a Pringle, then I just feel you're going to be dating. You are not going to be finding people fun. And you might actually just realize that, how the idea of maybe love or being loved by somebody in a romantic love, you may feel like, oh, I'm just over this idea. And it's not coming again from a hurtful space, it's coming like from a very practical space. Almost like I'm just done with this idea of corny, cheesy sort of romance, and you might just start looking at things a lot more practically. I do feel dating would feel like an effort. Being single would feel like even bigger effort, but your energies are going to be more about what I don't want to entertain. Let's move on to your career and finances now. Interesting. See, it's so funny. This card came and then immediately this fell out. I'm gonna put them together. Somebody is going through a heartbreak, in 2026 in regards to relationship or love. Or you know what I feel? Now, this might feel like a bit of a story, but I feel I'm literally getting this scenario, where it's like you fall in love with somebody that you could never thought you could fall in love with. It could be anybody. There could be like a age difference, like from the lens of society. And okay, fuck society. Like even from your own perspective, it might just feel very uncomfortable. Like there's a huge age gap, or completely different culture, or long distance, which I think I have mentioned earlier. So I almost feel as if it's going to be very challenging in your mind, and you might just feel very heartbroken that what I found also, but it's so different. It's almost like I'll have to fight for it. So that's one message out. I do feel as if you're going to be meeting somebody through your work or through whatever it is that comes out for you after you've gone through this entire death tower cycle of like complete reform. Your finances are looking good though, but frankly speaking, that card has me worrisome. Why? Because what I feel is as if it's going to take some while to build your finances. It's almost like as if you would have to put yourself out there quite a lot this year. You would have to be very fast, very quick with decision making. You would have to have a very thick skin this year to build yourself up, okay? Because what I'm getting is there's some disappointment in regards to how you had imagined things to go in a particular way, but they will not go financially and career wise. So you would have to build yourself up. Many of you are getting a position like a leadership role or a leadership position, might be after the first initial setback, okay? But after that, you're going to get something like that. Some of you, a female figure at work is going to be very mentally challenging to you. You might just feel that, I don't understand the mind games. I think maybe that's also what's screwing up your mind at work, that everything is fine, but I just can't do these mind games and workplace politics. You're going to get to travel a lot because of your work and career this year. Your finances look very good actually. Your finances look like, you're able to take care and afford all that you wanted. There could be, throughout the year, certain opportunities that are going to make their way to you. And if you can, grab them. I want to say there are going to be 7-8 opportunities that will come to you, rolling back to you every now and then. If you feel that it's going to be viable, grab them. I don't know what that means in terms of finances and career, but yes, grab them. Whatever you're doing in 2026, I feel like it's going to lead to something bigger in your work and finances. Even like from a job point of view, or like say designations, career, whatever you're doing in 2026, it's going to lead to something bigger. So have faith, of course, if you feel joyful about it. Okay. Now, the next thing, how are your other relationships apart from romantic ones going to be in 2026? Ooh. somebody is getting married, or somebody is attending a marriage, or somebody is देखो मुझे किसी का तो ना ऐसा दिख रहा है that in terms of I mean I can see it for few people that in terms of marriage, the sanctity of marriage, there's going to be some sort of a change, okay, outlook change. Then I'm also seeing relocation. Okay, let me just say it. I feel like August, September onwards is when your luck is going to change this year. Some seeds may get planted in May, June, July, but August, September is when luck is going to change. So coming back to your relationships with other people, you're going to feel very lonely this year, like very not understood, like as if going through something really major alone. You're also going to question a lot of things in terms of people around, and you would be in a zone of like, this person, like off, So you're going to be like very quick also with certain decisions. But you would always have support of somebody in your circle. It's almost like if you're habitual of like say 7 friends, 8 friends, there would always be a 1 or 2 who are going to be there for you. There could be a lot of lessons that you can learn from other people. So a year of learning borrowed lessons from lives of other people around you. You're going to be observing that quite a lot, and you're going to let that guide you also towards the wisdom of life. And some of you could be studying something which I do feel I mentioned earlier also, and hence you will find like a mentor, or you would find somebody that you would feel, okay, this teacher or this mentor I really look forward to. And then suddenly in the last half of 2026, like the last quarter, everything will feel very good. It will feel like, oh, this is what I had wanted and desired and cherished all through my life. You would feel very lucky, even in regards to people and the kind of friends that you're making and meeting. So yeah. Now let's see spiritually what's happening for this bio 2026. You know what I want to say truly when I look at these cards? That faith is going to trump logic in 2026 for you. You are not going to question any of your belief or any of your practices or anything only. You would always see whatever it is that you're doing spiritually, and I gave, I think, a lot of examples in this reading, from say a journaling to from jap to going to temples frequently, sitting down to pray, however you see it, you're going to find that as your little haven in the day. Okay, so yeah, faith and the desire to go meet the higher power, to interact with the higher power, is going to trump logic. So you're going to be very happy. Most of your prayers can also be routed for finances. I see that quite a lot. For some of you, I also feel as if, there would be an inkling to travel throughout the year for different spiritual places, but you'd have to be a little mindful of the fact that, oh, money, I may not have it. So I need to be like cognizant of my finances. You may also start revisiting some old spiritual practice that you felt I'm done with, or I don't want to continue. Yeah, I feel like some old spiritual practice is also going to come back to you in 2026, which you will enjoy. You will love it. You will feel very nice about it. Water manifestation, I'm hearing. Somebody is going to be doing a lot of water manifestation or food-based manifestation. I think some of you will start talking to your water and food and plants and trees and 2026. I know maybe like it's a bit funny, because I know like in Western theories like all this is quite common, but in India like we don't do this as much unless we have heard about it enough or like we are educated on it. But I feel like you're going to get in touch with all the natural resources available on this planet to really feel that power of contentment, connection, and like all is one. Beautiful. A lot of self-introspection. Yeah, that'll happen with the Tower card. No biggie. I feel some of you are also planning for something abroad. Like even when it comes to any other message that I gave, things getting difficult, one of the reason of that difficultiness or even the scandal could also be that, your partner decided to move abroad and you were never ready for it. Or you want to move abroad, but suddenly the partner doesn't want to, even though this was something that you had discussed. So moving abroad or conversations about doing something related to abroad, okay, from wherever you're watching this, it's going to come as one of the reasons that will also like make you uncomfortable and shake your reality a little bit. It could be in anything, could be your personal decision about your career or anything. Okay, now let's see. Wow. Why have you come, sir? I feel you're going to be supported financially though this year in some way or the other. Money is going to flow to you. Yeah, and I also feel like because it came when I was talking about that message of like moving abroad or whatever, I do feel as if it would be a good decision in retrospect. Yeah. Or almost like that some of you, need to work in an MNC or like a global company or also target clients abroad because that's going to benefit you and help you. Okay. Now let's go ahead with, let me just check the time. Okay, we have. Okay. If you have been struggling a lot with health issues and generally like mentally, emotionally and physically not feeling well, I think after the first 2.5 3 months of 2026 you will feel fit and fine. You will just feel as if you have been given a new birth physically, mentally and emotionally. Okay. uh, I already spoke multiple times about how you're going to be making quick decisions. That's also an advice. You're going to be pursuing something in 2026 that's much of your passion. You're going to nurture it. You'll have a great relationship with yourself also in 2026 with your body. You're going to be very mindful, very invested, very clear and sharp in your thinking about what you want and what you don't. It's almost like you're getting into your emperor energy. Where that I need to handle myself and plus whatever I'm responsible for. So, very balanced, very happy energy. And with the judgment card here, I genuinely feel as if a lot of your energy is coming from something above. It's almost like you're so aligned, so much in the power of surrender that you're just like that. Me is not my responsibility, me is their responsibility. I think that's going to be the mindset. Beautiful. Okay, now let's see if there are any last set of surprises we need to be aware of. Save money. I mean, it's no surprise ever, but yeah, since it's popped up in the reading. Save money, you would need it. Some surprise may also be on the lines of like, how certain of your investments which you thought would grow, they haven't really grown. So you may also feel like, my money is not growing and money. I think money is the key worry that's also going to be running in your head like all through the year. The other surprise I'm feeling is as if you're going to get lucky in two ways. One is with very clear emotional and mental understanding of the world and how you need to carry yourself in the world. You'll be surprised. You'll be like, oh my god, I just know it. Like, the way I'm sitting right now, I don't know if you can see like that my hands crossed is literally like how this card is also sitting. And if you just look at this card and the energy, it's like this person is so at ease that all collected by me, or I know like all the tricks of the trade. So I'm getting like that sort of an energy. The other thing is, I do feel I should keep it a surprise, but okay. There is some sort of luck coming your way when it comes to meeting somebody. Okay. Something interesting. That's it. That's all I'm getting. Because then I'm also looking at this card. And I do feel as of 2026, especially for those who are single, is going to be a major year of hookups. And for those who are married or in a relationship, I think there may be some disturbances sexually, in sense like you may not feel like being with your partner as much physically, or there could be like some sort of gap, pause, break between your physical intimacy, or there could be like some sort of a problem that you and your partner might go through, because of which physical intimacy would not be easy. So something like that I'm also sensing. And lastly, again, High Priestess. The big surprise is that you don't need to know anything from a reader. You already know everything within yourself, and if not yet, you would know it very soon. So, very intuitive, very aware, carrying yourself with a lot of grace and wit and smartness as needed in the world, and feeling very much aligned. So, this was it, your reading, pile number 2. Let me know how it resonated. Oh, I had mentioned something about food, right? In the start. I do feel as if you're going to be eating very rich and very mindfully this year. Eating very rich could also mean that, you're just being so much mindful of what you're bringing in your grocery also, and ensuring that everything that you feed to your body is only the best that it deserves. So yes, I hope I've completed all messages. All the very best for 2026. Let me know how this reading resonated. Do leave a comment below so that I can read those, feel a little good. I'm back here after a while, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose this card, which is the classic, the Cook, then this is your reading. First thing I want to tell you, the moment I looked at this card, you're going to be very thirsty in the year 2026. I mean that literally, and I also mean, there's an innuendo there where I also feel like it's sexually, it's like in terms of your attraction. I think 2026, you would have a very high sex drive. Yeah, I just want to put it out there. You would be thinking a lot about it. So be a little aware, because we also have this card here, which basically says that do not get into wrong addictions, say like getting constantly into porn addictions and stuff like that, because I do feel it's going to be a very thirsty year for you. Okay, now what's going to be your main theme in 2026? With the third house here, I do feel as if it's about effort, it's about learning, it is about showing courage, willpower. You may also get to do a lot of short travels throughout the year, but third house is definitely the house of effort. It's also the house of Mercury. So what I feel is as if communication, thinking clear, analytically, straight, it's going to be very important in 2026. With the fire and the Tamas card here, what I feel is, I've already spoken about wrong kind of addictions. One example of that. Some other that I'm getting are more to do with binging, wrong kinds of food, maybe having too much dependency on Coke, even if that's Diet Coke. So you would have to take care of the fire in your belly a little bit, okay? Try following some Ayurvedic practices to ensure that, your pith is not on the rise. So you will have a lot of heat in your body. And with the Tamas here, I do feel as if, I will reconfirm it with other cards, but I do feel as if there is going to be high ego. There's going to be some sort of wickedness in your mindset in 2026, and it's wickedness that you are very accepting of it. It's almost like you wanted this side to you, okay? Chalaki, like, a little bit of being cunning. Okay, that's what I'm getting. It's almost like you're going to be walking into certain places or situations where you would feel, I'd have to put on a facade here. I'll have to act a little differently. So I'm definitely getting that. For very few of you, I also feel this is to do with the fact that, generally in 2026, certain themes of foolishness of other people, manipulation by other people are going to unfold. Now, the other messages that I have here is we have the fifth house and Virgo. Fifth house is all about your past life karmas, your education, your children. So, with that, we have the card of Virgo, which is all about being beautiful, hesitant, humble. Virgo is also very organized energy. So I do feel, this has actually come for all piles. A lot of people are picking up some new avenues of upskilling or educating themselves. So I feel you're going to be learning something. If you have children, your bond with them is only going to get better. You're going to learn a lot more about the right sort of parenting for them, and you will like it. It's also about discipline towards your education, your own creativity, your children, and the fact that you are going to get some sort of benefit in regards to your past life karmas, the good one. So that, and one advice plus prediction that's coming for you is that it's very important that this year you try and be very organized and very responsible and duty bound. Now, with the other two cards here, we have authority and coherence. Did I mention ego in your reading? Because I wanted to. There is something in this reading here about you becoming very dominant, you becoming a little bit arrogant. Yes, that's the word. When I was looking at Tamas card, I'm like, ego is not the right word. I think there's going to be a lot of arrogance in you in this year. Okay, and that is what you're being asked to tame a little bit. That arrogance is good if it's supplemented by the right things, but if you're not humble, your kingdom can soon fall. So I do sense as if there's going to be some sort of arrogance in you in 2026. With the authority card here, we have this message that you have to understand that only you are responsible for yourself and you have the power within you to change your life. Then we have coherence, which is harmonizing the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind. With Virgo card, I already feel as if you're going to be a lot more objective this year. Like, it's not going to be just all eggs in my emotional basket or all eggs in my manipulative basket. You're going to have a good balance of really knowing that what I know here, is it functionable here? What I know here, can I carry it out here from here? So that's how you're going to navigate through 2026. Then we have labyrinth, key, and traffic cone. This caution card, I also felt, wait, I'll come on to it later. So with labyrinth, what I do feel is as if life is going to keep on throwing slight curveballs for you in 2026, and you would have to learn your way of how to navigate those. And that is how you will slowly learn this art of coherence, which is bringing your head and mind together to truly understand that what is needed from you, from your life. We have opportunities that are going to be unlocking for you throughout the year, and this is where I feel you're going to be a bit manipulative, a bit conniving, because you're going to be a bit of an opportunist. Yes, I think that's the word. Yeah, you're going to be an opportunist because you want to grab these opportunities. Okay, but that's what. If things are going your way, don't let arrogance ruin things. And lastly, we have traffic cone with the Justice card here and the Eight of Cups. What I feel is as if there is some caution needed about one big situation in your life that is going to dominate your mind for many months. We don't know it yet because this is just the start of the year. But there's going to be one very big situation in your life. It could be more emotional. And you are being advised to move slowly, tread slowly, even if it's not emotional. This is going to be something like a redeeming moment in your life. That if this happens, that's when I know that justice exists. If this doesn't happen, then I don't know I can't believe that we live in such an unfair world. So in that situation also, I'm not getting an answer if you're going to get justice or not. What I am getting though is the fact that you need to move with a lot of caution, with a lot of discernment, with a lot of slow, mindful attitude. I also want to say with third house and Mercury and the Justice card here, you have to understand that it is only your efforts that are going to bring a reward. So if you are someone who has been constantly waiting for the fact that, I'm just a good person, good things should happen to me, your mindset will now start being more sharper and clearer in the fact that it's my efforts that will bring the reward to me. So it doesn't matter good or bad, I need to make my way into this world. And I think that's one of the key things that you will understand in this year. With the Eight of Cups and Eight of Pentacles, I do have a feeling as if, you are going to be trying something new this year in your career. Some of you could be literally starting like a content channel, getting more active on your personal brand page. Or even if you're a company, you might start getting more active on social media. At a personal level also, you could just be like more active on social media. But I also feel as if there is going to be some... Okay, got it. You know what? You're going to be so busy in this year generally that you will not like your housekeeping skills. You will not like how you take care of yourself, how you're managing your home, how you're managing your body and your mind. Because you would feel that there's never enough time to do all of those things properly. So that is going to be a running theme. There might be some phases which are going to be very good, and then some that you will just realize that, I've outgrown this need of, I don't know, having my house in a certain way or being icky about certain aspects when I know that I will only have time on a weekend. So something like that. Okay, let's just say that you will not have a lot of time for your hobbies and true passions and the general moments of joy because you're building like bigger joy in your life. Now we have the filmmaker fortitude. Oh, with the camera and the filmmaker, I also feel some of you are moving into production, shooting your own content, or switching into some career field which is to do with cinematography, being a filmmaker, or let me just have some water. Cinematography, being a filmmaker, production house, anything to do with camera and content. Okay. You're going to watch theater, movies a lot in 2026. There's something to do about a feeling of being shortchanged by life. Like, I do whatever I can in the best manner, but somehow life keeps shortchanging me. So you might deal with that agony or with that grief a little bit. We also have the costume designer. For few, I feel you could also be getting simply into creative industry, especially with the fifth house also there, which are like into fashion designing, skincare, making your own products, crochet. And I also feel as if the costume designer is also coming that for some of you in regards to your love life, it's almost like you're going to unmask something. Either an understanding about yourself and what you seek from the relationship, or an understanding about the other person. It could also be positive that, you unmask the person and now you know their deeper layers. Now you know who they truly are. And that's where the bond gets stronger. Because I do feel the bond is only getting stronger. Whatever information you may find or may not find, there is something there about the bond generally becoming stronger. Okay, because fifth house is also the house of romance, which I forgot. So it is definitely about the bond also getting stronger, irrespective of whatever little things come to light. And especially with all the jabber I spoke about physical intimacy at the start, maybe you are also enjoying the physical intimacy with your partner. Okay. Now let's look into your tarot. We're going to first look into career and finances. Wow. Okay. So what I want to tell you is you're going to earn a lot of money, but you will not find any fulfillment or joy in that. You will just feel that, what I truly wanted to do, I'm not able to do that. And maybe this is also where the Eight of Cups energy was coming for, that I'm going through my life I have a great career, I have great finances, and I have a lot of backing and support in my finances. Opportunities come to me easy. That's going to be a theme in 2026. But then, when you would be sitting alone with yourself having a moment, you would constantly have this feeling, I'm not happy. I'm not joyful about what I'm doing. I'm just doing it because, okay, I need to become financially stable. So maybe, very weak energy here, but maybe 2026 would also force you. It may not give you the answer, but it is definitely going to force you about finding what truly gives you joy. What do you want to do long term in your life? Okay? I also feel career wins are going to be a little difficult this year. Like as if getting through work in a manner which you wanted, in the timelines that you wanted, maybe at a payment that you wanted, or in a recognition worthy manner, that is going to be a little limited. So this year is all about just do your work and then move on to the next work. That's it. This year is not about having a feel good with your work, because A, you're not feeling that internally, and second, there are going to be some disappointment in terms of recognition and achievement. But is money stopping? No. Are opportunities stopping? No. Is your capability lacking or potential lacking? No, it's all great. It's just that you're being hard on yourself because there's no internal joy maybe after a point with regarding whatever it is that you're doing. But you will literally have enough money that if somebody just texts you and says, hey, can you lend me some money? You would be like, yeah, sure, take it. So you're going to be in that energy for sure. I also feel as if, throughout the year, you're going to be making very small investments into something. And they are going to be very conscious efforts, and you would realize that it's growing more money for you. So investments is going to be helpful. Now let's look into yourself. Okay. Have you watched Never Have I Ever? It's a very bad example, but I'm not getting any better example right now. But if you see that main character, Devi, it just feels like in her head problems are way bigger than they need to be. Sorry, that's my opinion. Okay, I didn't like that show. In her head, it's like problems are way bigger than they need to be. Somewhat has a main character syndrome, would always be very worried about a lot of things, but at the same time is also rebellious. She does get her way. Right? So I'm sensing that sort of an energy. Let me elaborate a little bit. It's almost like that, in 2026, you're going to be very confused about what you truly want. You would also make scenarios bigger in your head than they need be about issues, worries of your life. A lot of subconscious fears are going to come to rise. And on the outward, a lot of people might find it like that character in that series, Never Have I Ever. So internally, you would feel like, there's just a lot going on. It's like, you're always fighting with yourself, and hence you're fighting with the world. So that's what I'm getting. A lot of emotional confusion, not liking who you are. There's also almost like a conceited insecurity that you have about yourself. You need some self-love in 2026. You need to be happy with who you are, because that is what is lacking here. And it's almost like this happiness is also keeping you closed into sharing who you truly are with a lot of other people. But let me tell you, because of the moon card here, I do want to say it is a lot more in your head than reality. And some of you, I also feel you could be like in a Rahu Antardasha, or you could be starting your Rahu Mahadasha. Or you could have a very afflicted Jupiter or moon in your chart. Now let's see how will spiritually 2026 go for you. I keep looking here because my laptop and the notebook on which I've written everything is here. The questions I need to be asking for you. Spiritually, how will 2026 go for the classic? See, we have repeating card here, which is this. What I feel is spiritually, or in terms of you being in connect with something higher, feeling a higher order purpose, don't make this year about that. Make this year about your fortunes, about getting stable financially, career wise, understanding the worldly wisdom. That's it. Because spiritually, you would have a feeling that, I want to do something. I want to get connected. I want to do something. I want to feel like I'm in connection with something higher. But it's not going to happen. You would not know where to start. Your heart also would not be landing on anything to be like, oh, this is what I feel. Alright, what I do feel is as if, just there are going to be few trips in the year, which could be like certain spiritual trips or like some sort of a retreat. And that's all you need to find your merry in. There could be like 2 to 3 trips surrounding such themes in the year, and that's it. For you, that can be just a theme spiritually in 2026. It need not be anything more. Now, let's see your love life. This is going to be divided in 3 parts: married, in relationship, and single. So what's happening for married folks in 2026? Wonderful times in the family. The only thing I would tell you is that your responsibilities are increasing a lot. Okay, and you would have to pretty much take charge of a lot of things in your family. You might also be generally a lot more into hosting and going out for gatherings in 2026, and that's the only thing that's going to like feel like a little burden or tire you out. Another little bit of a problem that's coming across is monotony. Sometimes feeling that your married life, or your life generally, the home that you built, the family that you built, it's getting a bit monotonous. You need certain breaks from them, and these are also breaks generally that you would be taking as downtime, so that you can do all that we spoke of in the first section, which is the bigger themes and how you're evolving maybe. So yes, I do feel as if your social battery throughout the year is going to be a little low. So just keep it mindful, spend it wisely. That's about it. Otherwise, it sounds like you're going to be in a very happy family, happily married throughout 2026. There could also be that, you and your partner do something together which leads to your growth. You guys like grow together in some way or the other, like maybe buying a home, making certain investments. So it's going to be good. It's going to feel like it's going good. Yeah. Also, I do see some travels. Now, for all those who are in a relationship. Wow. Walking away from something? Those who are in a relationship, frankly, what I'm getting is I can't carry on the burdens of this relationship anymore. I'm getting that as a theme. I don't know what's in your relationship right now, but there's a chance that unless you're already promised to marry and all of that, and like things are already in that pipeline, that's secondary. But what I'm getting here is that 2026 may feel like I don't want to carry the burden of this relationship, so some of you may choose to even walk away. For others, what I'm getting is as if there's going to be sort of a sweet distance between you and your partner, because both of you are going to be very busy in your lives. So I'm slightly getting a sense of like emotional detachment. I didn't drink this much water in any other reading. You thirsty peeps. Have your water. So in 2026, a part of you would also maybe just emotionally detach a little bit from your partner. Okay, and the outcome of whatever it is, you might simply just enjoy the journey as is. And I do feel if somebody of you are doubtful, like if it's going to continue or not or what, I just feel there would be certain testing phases in the relationship which would demand you also to fight for it, and then see if your partner is also rising to the occasion. Okay? You might have some deep thoughts and big conversations about your relationship though with your partner. I'm actually seeing somewhat, like many of you also fading it away, choosing to walk away. That is coming as one of the message. The other is you could be choosing to work together finally after like a lot of disconnects and like not being aligned with your partner for a very long time. 2026 might repair a lot of the damage done. Okay, now for those who are single in the classic pile 3, 2026 love messages for single peeps. See, there is an energy of you maybe bumping into somebody, finding somebody which will slowly start off as friendship, or you simply actually just finding a friend. And where it might lead to, we don't know yet, because none of the cards in any aspect of the reading have popped up to give very strong messages about love. So meeting somebody, or generally meeting a lot of people from the opposite sex, or if you're LGBTQ plus, then however partner you desire, you're going to be meeting somebody for sure. However, I do feel for single people, this year is all about money, finances. And somehow, you're also unlearning and relearning certain aspects of relationship, or you're kind of like preparing yourself that it's okay, my priorities first need to be my material security and my comfort, and I can always come back to this aspect of love in my life. Okay, but I do want to point out there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be very interested in like dating you. You would have a lot of options. I want to say any place that you would walk in, you would already be the highlight. So you would always have a lot of eyes on you. And in that pool, I think you would find someone. You would. It might take a lot of time though. I'm not seeing any energy even in the first 6 to 7 months. Now let's look at your other dynamics and other relationships in your life apart from romance in 2026. Anything they need to know here? Pile 3. Very balanced. Few heartbreaks, few letting goes, or maybe this is what you've already done in 2025. So you may have already let certain people go in 2025. Some of them would also want to come back, okay? They might also come back, highlighting work as one of the reasons. Or generally just seeing you well in your life, they would feel like coming back. Use your discernment. My cards are telling me no need to entertain, but again, see what fits well for you. But apart from that, I feel like your dynamic with other people is going to be very interesting, though you would struggle a little bit in them truly understanding you because of what I told you earlier, that things are going to be much bigger in your head than they are in reality. So you may see something as an utmost problem or like highly impactful or important situation, and other may see it in a different light. Because the card was moon, I do want to say that, if you can, urge yourself to see situations from their perspective, but each to its own, frankly. So, generally, you will have good balance, even with the younger people in your family more so, or like of your similar age. With friends also, it will be like a very balanced relationship. There are going to be certain connects which were earlier in your life. They might become stronger in this year, or they might come back. And I do mean it in a light manner, like, friends which you had just maybe lost touch with. So you would reconnect with them. So it feels like a good year that way overall. Now, let's just see if there are any surprises for pile number 3. One minute. I think I didn't close the deck properly. I think there's one surprise that some people are going to take that leap of faith when it comes to relationships. Somebody is going to propose you, you're going to propose somebody, and something is getting finalized. Okay, good. There's a fabulous surprise, which is that you're protected finally from all the negative people. By the end of 2026, you would have cut off majority of the negative people in your life. I felt like pulling out more cards, so I am. I didn't do this for any other pile. Oh my god. How much to repeat? Stop it. I think somebody will have to do a lot of convincing at home for one of their partners. I mean, some of their partners. Okay, surprises. Protected from all negative people. A lot of karmic situations would have been done, and new karmic situations are going to start, which I feel is marriage for many of you. And if you're planning to get married, especially if you're in like a love, wanting a love marriage, you may have to fight for your person. Okay, there generally could be a lot of disconnect that you would have with people around you throughout the year, like, short conflicts. I've already covered that actually in the previous part, because you would be seeing things from a different lens, everybody else would be urging you to see things from a different lens, so that's going to happen. Complete change of who you think you are and yourself. Okay, and that would for some reason feel very rewarding to you, that now I'm in my true power. Some opportunities coming your way when you least expected them. This message could be for very few of you. That's why I give it two ways. The broad message is, there are certain people very close in your family, elder people, and you would feel very restrained by them. You would feel as if, they all are somehow trying to restrict you, constrain you from living life your way or thinking your way. Okay. Again, it's as easy as just shaking it off. And then being able to not feel so suffocated by that. Okay, for very few of you, I'm getting a message. It's something to do with your parents. Like sometimes our parents can be very strict, can be very demanding, can be very overbearing. So that is what I'm getting here, as if somebody needs to shake off that mindset that my life has to revolve around my parents. Okay, I feel there's going to be something new that's going to open up in your life. I feel as if 2026 would be the year when you would be thinking a lot about it. 2027 is when you would get the answer of the new thing. And I do feel it's something to do with career or how you want to lead your life. Moving ahead in terms of keeping certain things very aligned. There's going to be that clarity there for sure. And lastly, I feel, this year is going to be a lot about hard work. You would just realize that each time you just stop working for like, say, a few days, few months, immediately things go downhill. So it's only your effort that is bringing the reward. That would be one of your biggest and key realizations this year. I don't know why I feel like saying this, as if somebody could be either losing a very elderly person in the family, or around the celebratory dates of that elderly person. This could be like a barsi kehte na, what's the English word for barsi, like the death anniversary or any sort of anniversary. There could be something important around those dates, or generally that could be like an important occasion. So yeah. Okay, so this was it, pile number 3. Let me know how you like the reading. Please do leave a comment below. I've come on YouTube after so long. It would be nice to read comments from you all. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Take care.